what can international development organizations do to publicly support racial justice and equity? That is the first part of the question, and in the broader global community. So I'm going to repeat that. What can international development advocacy organizations do to publicly support racial justice and equity in the development space and in the broader global community?
So again, my perspective is Europe-based, but I have to say that I didn't know all of these development organizations were anti-racist until 3 weeks ago. And that's because for so long, we were completely silent about the issues related to racism. And I think one of the first things that those organizations that are Europe-based particularly should do is to start calling out racism within the countries that you are headquartered. It's very easy for British NGOs to be appalled by the death of George Floyd because there's no accountability and reckoning required. It's much more difficult for them to talk about death in custody in the UK, or the high rates of school exclusion of Black students here, the high rates of stop and search. And we have never said anything on these issues. So I think that number one, you cannot claim to be anti-racist if you're only anti-racist about some issues and in contexts that are really far from where you are. And I know why, intellectually, I know why we got to this place, because people have put a box around their remit and they say that we only focus on this small set of issues. We're only international. We don't comment on domestic issues. We don't comment on social issues. But I don't know if that position is tenable. And I think there is a cost to it because for the last 10 years, it's a matter of fact that the poorest people who, as Valerie has said, the poorer you become, the blacker you become, the poorest people in the UK have seen their incomes obliterated over the last 10 years by deliberate government policies. And we said nothing.